Oh yes, just when you thought Kimmelgate was over, the FCC chairman has vowed revenge on Jimmy Kimmel, his show, Disney, and everyone else who stood up for free speech in the wake of his cancellation. Stay strapped in, kids. The ride ain't over yet. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. The saga of Jimmy Kimmel and the cancellation of his show has dominated the headlines for the past week. In case you missed it, the whole mess began with a joke.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. There's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish.
Notice how Kimmel is making fun of Donald Trump there, not Charlie Kirk or his death. Nevertheless, Donald Trump reacted with his typical rage, as did FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. Remember his name. It's going to pop up like a recurrent wart in this report. And if you don't hate him now, you will by the end of this segment. Stick around. Carr, for the record, also co-authored Project 2025. After Carr threatened ABC, the network that airs Jimmy Kimmel Live, parent company Disney placed Kimmel and his show on indefinite hiatus. In Hollywood, we also call that cancellation. Politicians on both sides of the aisle, from Barack Obama to Gavin Newsom to Ted Cruz, blasted Disney's decision to cancel the show, as did the public, which led to boycotts of Disney products and affiliates. Disney lost billions as a result. Perhaps for that reason, yesterday, this happened.
All right, let's get back to our breaking news. Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to ABC. Walt Disney says the late night show will be back on starting tomorrow. Its return comes less than a week after Disney suspended the show indefinitely following comments Kimmel made on air in response to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. So the Walt Disney Company issued a statement on the decision, writing, quote, "Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday."
Yes, Hollywood, along with the rest of America that values free speech, rejoiced at the news that Kimmel would return September 23rd. But, true to form, the Trump administration was less than thrilled. That includes Brendan Carr, who, throughout this whole ordeal, continued to double down on his pressuring ABC to cancel Kimmel's show. Then today, as Kimmel prepared to shoot his comeback episode, Carr took to Twitter to issue another ominous warning. In an exchange with Senator Scott Weiner, in which Weiner clapped back at Carr's assertion that Kimmel was a puppet of the Democratic Party, seriously, Carr said, quote, "Democrats just keep digging themselves a deeper and deeper hole on Kimmel. They simply can't stand that local TV stations, for the first time in years, stood up to a national programmer and chose to exercise their lawful right to preempt programming. We need to keep empowering local TV stations to serve their communities of license," close quote. Furthermore, multiple outlets, including the New York Times, report that Sinclair and Nexstar, two conservative companies that had initially refused to air Jimmy Kimmel Live after Kimmel's joke on September 15th, will not air his comeback episode. It's not clear at the time of this report if the companies will refuse to air Kimmel indefinitely or if this is just a short-term measure. Sinclair and Nexstar collectively own about 20% of all ABC affiliates nationwide, and, at least for the moment, plan to replace Jimmy Kimmel Live with news programming. Let's see how that does for them in the ratings. It's important to note that the response to the return of Jimmy Kimmel Live has been overwhelmingly positive, and that a majority of ABC affiliate holders did not object to his commentary on Trump's reaction to the death of Charlie Kirk. We should also note that Brendan Carr, for his part, continues to publicly claim that Kimmel was suspended due to low ratings, not Carr's threats against ABC and Disney. Though Kimmel's ratings have softened over the years, along with all late-night shows, his show continues to be enormously popular on YouTube. Sources close to Disney have also confirmed that Kimmel's ratings had nothing to do with the initial suspension. So there you have it. Whether or not Trump and Brendan Carr continue to target Jimmy Kimmel, or anyone else who criticizes or otherwise makes fun of Trump, remains an open question. At least for the moment, it looks like Carr is not backing down. In other words, it ain't over yet. We'll keep you updated on the situation as Kimmel takes to the airwaves tonight and as Trump and Brendan Carr continue to rant. For Occupy Democrats, I'm David Reddish.